Parents shy away from talking about this topic, and when they are asked about it, they feel pressured and the children feel cornered, having no one to go to ask for advice because they are scared of talking about it or thinking about it. Hence the name of the program, Kornered. The scene is in the classroom of JSS1 of a secondary school. Students are seen chatting while they await the coming of their teacher. Some are giggling, some are discussing. The teacher arrives. A beautiful day to keep surviving. Hey guys, oh, is it interesting? Talking. In the process of talking, her pen drops. She stands to pick it. Sit. What? Sit. She sits down reluctantly. The teacher is asking, what is going on there? She keeps pointing. What is going on? The teacher asks again. She comes closer to have a better look. What? Oh, there's a blood stain. I see. The teacher takes the student outside. The classes continue to chatter. Everybody wants to know what happened. Why was there confusion? Amebo, she runs there. What is going on? What happened? Unfortunately for her, the cheater reappears too soon. The student is looking a lot calm now. What must have happened? The teacher proceeds to explain the cause of the initial confusion.
Puberty, exciting, weird, awkward, a little bit scary, inspiring, empowering, stressful, freeing, boring, embarrassing. No matter how you feel about puberty, what helps is to know about the changes the body goes through before they happen, so you know what to expect at any given time. This health program will help you understand these changes and to help keep you happy, well, and safe. You may have heard lots of stuff about puberty already from books, online, movies, even your parents, but it's always good to check if you actually have the right information during this development stage. And there are also various questions teenagers often ask during this crucial stage. What are all the changes that can happen during puberty? How do I look at myself? Do I have questions I have been too afraid to ask? How do I know if the information I have is reliable? Find out more on this health program.
Puberty is a stage of physical maturation in which an individual becomes psychologically capable of sexual reproduction. This is the time in which a boy and a girl is sexually mature.
When does puberty happen?
Puberty can start between the age of 8 and 15 years. For a lot of people, it will start around the age of 10 or 11 years. For girls, puberty usually starts between the age of 8 and 13 years. For boys, puberty usually starts a little bit late, between the age of 9 and 14 years. These changes happens gradually after a few years. They can happen faster for some people and more slowly for other people. You might start to notice changes in your body or in your friend's body. One friend might be getting very tall and another friend might start to get some pimples. You might start to grow more hairs in your armpits, or you might not notice any changes at all. Some people worry if they haven't noticed their body changing at the same rate as their friends. It is important to remember that everyone is different. There are lots of different ways to go through puberty that are normal and okay. You might like to chat with your parents when you start to notice changes during puberty, and this will give you some idea of what you might also notice in your body.
Reproduction is a process by which living organisms reproduce more of its own kind. The continuity of life on Earth from its origin to the present day has only been possible because of reproduction. Living organisms reproduce in two ways: asexual and sexual reproduction.
Reproduction is a process by which an organism gives rise to young ones after its own kind or species. And this happens in two forms. We have the asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction involves only one organism in which replication occurs. This same particular species of organism replicates itself to form two or more daughter cells. Examples of asexual reproduction, we can have binary fission, multiple fission, we can have budding, and examples like that. But for sexual reproduction, it involves two organisms of the same species coming together to form a new young organism. And it can occur at cellular level or organismal level. For cellular level, for example, in man, sexual reproduction occurs in man, and it takes place when the male sex cell or gamete called the sperm fuses with the female sex cell called ovum, singular ovum, plural ova. The egg cell fuses together to form a zygote, and once a zygote is formed in the female reproductive organ or system of the female organism, that is a young cell being formed, and this young cell develops through meiotic cell division to form the new fetus, and it is the fetus that now develops through different stages to form the baby.